Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your Play vs. Scholastic Overwatch 2 Spring Season matchup for the 2026 season. This is second week. Aubrey is going to be facing off against the Bulldog Bandits of Stephen F. Austin High School. Both teams currently a 1-0 record. However, Bulldogs did end up with a 3-0 victory in their last match versus Aubrey's 3-1. Teams are both underway, as you guys probably have previously seen the lineup for Aubrey's. Raptor on the tank, Mint on the hit scan with Solar on the flex, DPS, main support Dorcas, and flex support Tex. We do have the preliminary map selection here tonight. First map is going to be Ilios. The Bulldogs, having first ban, have decided to choose to ban the Venture. And Aubrey has responded by banning the Ramatra. So with that being said, we should go into the match relatively shortly, as we're just waiting for both teams to send that they are ready, and we will commence once that is done. Still very early on in the season, so it is very much possible that this could be a rematch that you will see later on. And the main thing on the line is going to be standings for both of these teams. This is also a situation where teams might not have had previous past experience facing off against each other, so it is possible that these teams are going in fresh when it comes to these fights. But we will have Ilios as the first map. We should be going underway shortly, as we will enter the game just around now. Interesting to see what hero selections you'll see from both teams. Starting off here, knowing that the Venture is banned and the Ramatra as well. You could see a bit of Venture on maps regarding Ilios, so it does make sense to see a Venture ban early on. Venture as well can kind of be a very flank-oriented and kind of annoying character to deal with for teams, so it'll be interesting to see what they kind of choose in response, as you're going to see Solar here on the Vendetta, Mint on this Tracer with Raptor on the Winston, Dorcas is on this Lucio, and Tex is on the Moira, while on the side of the Bulldogs, currently only 2 picks, slowly but surely adding up. You have Little Lion on this Cass. They're going to be running into a Diva mix here for Aubrey, as Aubrey will have to face off against a Diva mix, but they do see a Mercy, as we will have a pause right underway right at the start, as it appears one of the players was not indeed ready. So they should, with a little bit of a delay, it does look like the match will unpause relatively fast. So we should be good to go just now, but early compositions, you are seeing a Mercy from the side of the Bulldogs with a Cass Genji. So interesting to see how this will work out. I feel like Raptor will have a couple good dive targets if they choose to dive onto maybe some heroes that might find themselves in tough positions like this Genji depending on how they play their deflect. Jeez, that was a tongue twister, as Raptor's going to jump in here trying to take down the Genji, but is going to get deleted in the process by the cast of Lil Lemon. Kind of set up very well for this counter dive type composition so far. Mint in this backline trying to just cause some damage, cause some chaos wherever they can. Does not have recall, so we'll be forced to kind of play a little bit more passively, as Tex will get taken down by the point. And now Raptor back into the fight, looking for an opportunity to dive on a target, looking for their next potential target to dive on. As Solar is going to get taken down from Lil Lemon. Dorcas on the point does take down the Ana, so they don't have any supports left, but Raptor right now trying to jump onto their next target on height. There is nobody on height just yet, as the player previously on height was able to drop down. Mint is going to look for some assistance with this cast here with the help of Raptor. Raptor will take them down as the point is still on the side of the Bulldogs currently. As Aubrey are going to try and take this fight more into the point area. Tex is going to find a pick onto the Genji, but Little Lion will take down Mint. Raptor fights a pick on the Mercy, so now they only have Ana heals to rely on. The High Noon is going to get popped. It's not going to find a pick. The D.Va is demeched. They will get taken down by Solar. Dorcas will find a boop kill onto Little Lemon as well, and Solar will find the Ana as well. During that fight, the point had not flipped, however, so the Bulldogs will gain an early advantage in terms of point progress, but Aubrey do win that fight. You see the D.Va bomb popped in spawn, potentially a fat finger type scenario, probably an accident, but you never know. Early on here, Raptor trying to play this height, the height demon, going to jump in, going to force out the Mercy to use their Valk form. You're going to see the Blade get popped as well, looking to take down Raptor. They will be able to take down Raptor with it as well. Tex, the only person that's still by the point, is going to get taken out here as well. Mint's kind of in this backline, trying to stay alive to the best of their ability, but now they're focused out by both of the DPS, trying their best to survive. And Mint so far is going to sadly get taken out. Point progress was in the side of Aubrey temporarily, but now Aubrey will have to regroup with Mint kind of getting stagger picked off at the end there. But they will have a bit of the ult advantage coming into this fight with almost all members of the team building up to these ults, and Raptor is going to be the first to engage at some point here looking for their next dive target. They have to be a little bit careful with the Ana with the sleep and the antis. They're going to dive in on the Ana. The Ana won't hit a sleep or an anti. The beat is going to get popped for some more sustain. Tex will pop the Coalescence as well. Raptor will find a punch onto the Ana. Solar will find a pick onto Little Lion. The D.Va's on the point. They are going to get demexed before they can get their bomb. They're going to get taken down as well, so 87% for the side of the Bulldogs. And Aubrey will start capping the point in their side now with roughly 35% to go. Still an achievable amount. You're going to see a switch here. You're no longer going to have the Genji. You're going to have the Reaper, which might help a little bit more with dealing with this Winston dive that Raptor has been pulling off recently. It's going to be interesting to see how Raptor can adapt to this Reaper, though, because I'm pretty sure during sprints they will have had faced this Solar. Going to pop the Vendetta ult. It's going to take down the Ana. Mint finds a pulse onto the cast. They're playing this fight very aggressive, very in the face of the Bulldogs, making it so that no players will be able to touch. The only people left alive so far coming out of the spawn is the cast and the Ana, but they are nowhere near the vicinity to be able to force a touch or overtime, so Aubrey will take that first point map to their side as we're going to go to the next map point of Ilios. Now, it will be interesting to see. Raptor is going to make a switch into one of the new heroes that were recently introduced today, if I'm not mistaken. A new tank. So, might just be for the early pre-fight. It might be a full switch. Mint's going to go over to the Freya, and Solar's going to stay on this Vendetta. I'm kind of open to Raptor trying out this new hero, honest to speak to it. I have not fully seen that much of this hero's ult, so I'm going to be going with some on-the-fly commentary for that. But it'll be interesting to see how it'll work out, especially with the fact that this D.Va is going to continue being a presence, so maybe this hero will actually do a little bit better with dealing with the defense matrixes now. Raptor looking for their first target, looking at this D.Va, trying to do less dive and more kind of sustainability here. Solar trying to dive into a target is going to get very low, but is going to live temporarily until they're taken down by the Pharah. Aubrey will have the point progress starting in their direction to begin, as there will be a Pharmercy from the side of the Bulldogs, which is interesting to see if Mint can maybe find an Elim onto. The right clicks were sticking. Did get the Pharah relatively low, but did not find the early pick off it. They were able to force out Immortality, however. So Mint here, using these right clicks to their advantage, being an absolute menace. The cast is going to take down Tex, so they have to be a little bit careful as they Cass, with the help of the BAP, will also take down Mint as well. And with this, despite how prolonged this fight has been, Aubrey has still kept point progression this entire time, so 36% of the point all the way over for Aubrey. Solar very low. Is the Mercy from the Bulldogs is trying to take down Solar with the rest of their Valve formation, but they will not be able to just yet. Solar jumping in, trying to cause some more damage onto this D.Va, kind of forcing the D.Va to kite a little bit longer as Raptor can aggress with that a bit more, along with Mint, who does have this bola shot and will take down the Mercy right off the bat. That'll be a good first pick. You're going to see the high noon get popped. Aubrey trying their best to kite it. Mint was in the crossfire for a second, but will be able to escape. At that time that was bought by that high noon is going to at least let the Mercy get back a little bit faster. Raptor will pop their ult. Will not get a pick off it. Will force out the immortality, but 44% for the side of the Bulldogs. The D.Va bomb will get popped. You'll see the beat from Dorcas to respond. The BAP will pop the window, but will get taken down in the process. The res, however, will hit, and the BAP will get res. Solar will get taken down as well. Mint still has this bola shot, is going to use it, is going to find the Cass with it as well. So now the main person to maybe contest Mint on this Freya is going to be the D.Va or the Pharah, which is not necessarily the best combo. We might see a little bit of the Baptiste use it, but the Pharah is going to pop their ult and get taken down in the process. Dorcas trying their best to aggress on this on this Mercy, not letting them get the res down, and they will be able to find a pick off it as well. It's the D.Va and the Baptiste currently on the point. Solar does have this Vendetta ult if they feel that they need it, but they're not going to need it right yet. Slicing and dicing into the face of their opponents. They will get taken out at the end, however. Senses now went over to this Soldier, maybe for a little bit more of the sustain as opposed to the cast they were previously on. Raptor doing their best to kind of find some opportunities, some opening picks, maybe an opening advantage. Dorcas dangerously low, but will get to live for a little while. They will get taken down by the Far Mercy in the sky. Mint will also fall fairly low, trying their best to stay alive. They will get taken out, however. And as that happens, the rest of the team is going to slowly start to fall, looking to regroup and try and get a contest in here with the ults that they have in hand, try and maybe use it in an ult dump type fight to see if they can get the point back in their progress. They still don't have that far to go for point if they get this point control, but they have to touch fast. They have to touch, they have to force OT. The beat's gonna get popped first. We're gonna see the Kitsune rush, the Vendetta ult's gonna get popped as well. Looking for a target. They'll take down the Mercy, and they'll force out the D.Va bomb as well. The D.Va bomb will take down Raptor. The immortality gets thrown forward as well, but the D.Va's C-mexed already. You're gonna see the Pharah popping the barrage. They will be able to take down some with it. Dorcas is the only person left alive, trying to get focused out by this baby D.Va. But Dorcas is just playing ring around the Rosie, trying to make sure that they can stall for some overtime touches. This Raptor's now going to be over to the Doomfist. Will the Doomfist have a touch? They will not. So the Bulldogs will equal it off right now on Ilios, and we will be going to a map, or a point 3 of Ilios. And early on, for Aubrey, they are definitely noticing a trend, a pattern that is starting with this Pharah Mercy combo. Interesting to see, as Pharah not necessarily a hard meta hero, and the Mercy is definitely not a hard meta hero as well. Aubrey will have options for bans in the future that may help to deal with this this Pharah Mercy backline if they deem that to be necessary. Little bits of switches here and there. We're gonna have a couple new heroes actually being put in play tonight. I'm very curious to see how it will work, as Mint is going to be on one of them right now. But Solar saying, okay, the new heroes are nice, but what if I can just get some picks with the ones that are already in use? Mint trying to set themselves up to maybe use this burst to take down this Pharah or this Diva or the Mercy. So I first sights of this hero, and I'm kind of liking it so far. Raptor as well, putting in the work on the tank hero that has been released as well just recently. Solar here, looking for a potential next target, obviously wanting to maybe focus on the Genji or the Diva depending on how well they can force out the defense matrix. Looking for an overhead slice, they won't get it onto the Diva. They will force out some util from the rest of the team, however. And now Solar trying to cause some damage onto the Mercy is barely going to live. Almost got booped off by the Pharah, but barely had the dash to stay alive, literally on the edge of their life, but they managed to stay alive and continue slicing and dicing here. Raptor in this back area is going to find the final blow onto the Genji that was harassing Mint. Mint looking for their next target, looking for the next potential person to shoot. They're going to take down the Mercy. It's a very good opportunity now for the side of Aubrey to continue holding on to this point. Raptor very low, but will get the healing that they need for the time right now. Mint 1v1ing this Genji in the background, but will get taken down in the end. But multiple ults on the side for both teams. Raptor will use theirs first, but Raptor will get taken down after using it. The Vendetta ult will get popped, looking for its next target. It's going to find two, both the Pharah and the Baptiste, forcing the Mercy to make a decision. Do they go for the res on the Bap or on the Pharah? But they can't because res is on cooldown. But Sense, with the Blade, will get the value they need, finding two picks, letting Bulldogs start point progress. But 87% for Aubrey. And these early hero swaps are definitely working out in their favor. Mint has their ult, Dorcas and Tex have their ult as well. So it'll be interesting to see who pops their ult and when. The Pharah from the side of the Bulldogs definitely looking for an opportunity to pop their ult, but they'll get taken down by Mint beforehand. And Dorcas will do a great job at removing the Mercy's ability to res the Pharah by booping them away with that Lucio. So now the Bulldogs trying their best to force some contests in overtime and keep this point progress going their way, but they'll be forced to kite back for their life. And the point will continue ticking. It's now or never for this team. You do have the Pharah barrage in hand if you can find a good opportunity to use it. But you're going to get taken down by Mint before you can find the value you want from it. Mint is going to pop the ult as well, looking for a next target. Sense is going to be on the Sombra, trying to make something happen early or late on here. The Sombra very focused on Mint during that ult combo. Mint looking for their next target, trying to be the Mercy, trying their best to find this Mercy in the midst of the Valk formation, but not able to just yet. In this 1v1 with the Sombra will get taken down. Solar very low, trying their best to stay alive, but they're 6 HP in a dream. They will get taken down. So while Bulldogs were able to force overtime, they were required to make a lot of switches early on to make that happen. And now we're going to see a bit of the Sombra here from Sense. It'll be interesting to see if the Sombra will actually give them the value they need late into this match, as they don't necessarily have the benefit of time on hand. Raptor is coming up to their ult, and Solar is coming up to their Vendetta ult as well, and that Vendetta ult can be deadly if used properly. Dorcas will find the Sombra. That's an early pick, and that's a good one. The tank will fall as well. The Vendetta's gonna pop their ult and take down the Pharah. The Diva did get rezzed, but they're not gonna be able to touch. Aubrey will take the first map in a 2-1 fashion. And the Bulldogs will have map choice and first ban coming into this next map. For the Bulldogs, they seem to want to play a lot of this Diva composition. They seem to be comfortable on this Pharah. The Farah Mercy, not a common selection that you would see, but it is one that can work. So we will be going into King's Row just now. The match chat was full of some jokes on a mistypo that happened when filling out the hero ban for D.Va. So apparently Dav has been eliminated. No more Dav. But preliminary hero selection here. Bulldogs will start out on the attack. Aubrey will start on the defense. Solar is going to go on to this Venture. Mint is going on to this new hero, which I still do not know the name of. The new DPS. One of the two, at least. Raptor on the new tank as well. The Wu Ying Kiriko backline for the side of Aubrey. Daya is going to go over to the Zarya now that the D.Va has been banned. You will see an Ana Brig backline with a Mei, and you will see the Widow as well from the side of the Bulldogs, at least temporarily to look out and scout. Now switching over to the Genji. So it'll be interesting to see Solar has set themselves up in this little room here, looking for the first opportunity to kind of jump on a target that they may see. But they have to be a little careful with this Mei wall in effect, as the Mei already using the wall, trying to take down Solar to their advantage, but now Solar is going to try and wait out this Mei. The Mei will live based off of the Zarya bubbles, but Dorcas will find a pick onto the Mei, so now that will give their team a nice advantage here, as Aubrey will be able to aggress on that a lot more. Solar on this height, trying to force out this angle that the Ana Brig were wanting to take. Mint on this height as well, using it to their advantage with their hero selection, playing this more hit scan type burst shot hero, keeping these grenades in hand if they need, but using them fairly often to help zone out and space out areas. Raptor is already extremely close to their ult, building it insanely fast. And the wall that they get has proven to be beneficial this entire time, which the wall will slowly fall. The Mei will be forced to use their wall as well. And Raptor will pop the ult. They'll find one, looking to find more, finding two on the Mei, forcing out the Zarya to use their bubbles, and despite giving them some charge, feeling confident enough to be able to take them down. Sense on the Genji kind of just forced to hide for the time being as Raptor's ult completely cleared out that fight. And now they're kind of getting ready for some more ults in play, as Solar will be coming up on this Venture ult relatively soon. 3% away, now 1%. Sense trying to take them out or aggress them before they can, but Dorcas will find a pick onto Sense. So no angle is truly safe when you have this Wu Yang in hand. The Mei will use their wall, will force out the self-icicle and get taken down by Mint. At the end, the Ana will get taken out as well. The Brig will live for the time being, but 4 ults now on the side of Aubrey in hand. The only one not with ult is Raptor, who used it previously for a team fight win. But they will have to deal with the rest of the ults from the side of the Bulldogs as well. With roughly a minute left, and Solar is setting themselves up in this room once more, getting ready for the opportunity to dive on a target, looking for their next target. You're going to see a bunch of ults get popped. It'll be a Q fight. You'll see the Mei use their freeze as well. But Aubrey will come out victorious here. Raptor finds a pick, Dorcas finds a pick, Mint finds a pick, Raptor finds another, and Raptor is going to focus on this Ana here, and Solar will take them out in the end. Raptor 3% away from building their ult once more, and the only ult on hand for the time being is going to be for the Bulldogs, this Grav and this Nano. Very close to building up this Blade, so you will likely see a Nano Blade, but Raptor has their ult, Mint has their ult, and Dorcas has their ult as well. So this is looking like last fight territory, depending on the outcome that they receive from it. The Blade is going to get popped, the Nano gets popped as well. The Grav has not been thrown out just yet. Sense will find 3 with the Blade. The Nano Blade will get insane value. Mint is the only one left on the point and will get taken out right afterwards. So despite forcing them to the absolute limits of overtime, they will not be able to hold them without a point on this map, as Aubrey will be down 0-1 to start off this map, but still on the defense, so no worries in that regard. The Bulldogs here will have to find an opportunity to aggress and find some opening picks, but they're kind of going to be struggling a little bit. They have this on a Brig, which will help out, but I don't know how structurally sound this backline is going to be. Solar's going to jump out off of that. Mint is going to pop their ult, looking for their next target. They're going to use some of it on the Zarya, focusing it primarily on the Zarya and taking them out with it as well. Sense is going to use this deflect, but taken out by Dorcas at the end. The Ana will find a sleep. The wall from Raptor will come out to keep the team alive. But now, one ult used to kind of primarily win that fight, and you still have a lot of ults nearby for both teams. Both teams are coming up on roughly 4 ults each. You still have the Grab in hand from the previous fight. You will have a Suzu if you are Tex. You have to be kind of careful with how you want to use that Suzu, since you do know that they have this Grab in hand. You want to try and have it available when they pop Grab. The Suzu will come in a little bit late, but it will keep the team alive. Raptor will be frozen in the midst of their ult and taken out. Tex will be able to TP to Mint, and they will be able to find a pick right away before getting taken down by the Soj of Sense. and Sense will find 2, switching off of the Genji now. But Solar and Tex will have their ult, Dorcas will have their ult as well, Raptor will not, as they used it in that fight before getting froze. But once more, kind of the ults have been the main factor for a lot of these fights, in my opinion. A lot of these fights are being decided based off of the ults and not necessarily dry fights. You're going to see the Kitsune Rush, you're going to see the Venture ult get popped as well. The Brig Rally will get thrown out. Solar will get taken out due to that Brig Rally with the help of Sense's right click. Raptor will have this wall out in the point. You'll see the Soj ult get popped as well. The Mei will try and wall off the opposing team. Sense will get nanoed. And Sense will do a lot of damage on this Soj. Solar is kind of the only one left alive in this small little room waiting for their team to regroup. But something has definitely started going the way of the Bulldogs so far that Aubrey will have to try and figure out momentarily, as they have roughly a minute left to stop them at only 2 points on King's Row. Might in part have to do with Sense on this Sojourn, who has been finding a lot of value currently. Might have to do a bit with the Mei as well, who has been doing a relatively good job at stopping Solar from getting the value that Solar may want. Mint will find 2, however, finding both of the DPS. And with that, they'll force the Bulldogs to kind of kite a little bit and play more protective and cautious, as time is not necessarily on their side currently. They'll have to try and play back so that they can regroup for this last potential territory team fight. But they do have the ults of Aubrey that they'll have to walk into. They'll have to combo their ults relatively well. You'll see the bubble get forced out there to keep the Mei alive. The Mei often use their personal icicle form to keep themselves alive. Mint will pop their ult as well, looking to use these heavy rounds to cause some damage. They will shoot at Sense. Raptor will find 3 with their ult. The Mei is the only one left to contest, but they will quickly get attacked. The Soj will be able to touch for a little bit longer, but Mint will find one with that with their grenade as well. And a really good ult there by Raptor to be able to force out this point and force OT to end, keeping the Bulldogs only at 2 points for King's Row. As now Aubrey will start on the attack next after the assembly of their heroes. Sense did a very good job at finding some early picks on the Soj. However, just at the end there, they weren't able to necessarily pull it all the way into a 3rd point for their team. I'm curious to see. Mint likely will stay on this new hero. Solar is going to stay on the Venture, and the Ramatra will come out from Raptor as well. Dorcas is going to be on this Kiriko with Tex on the... Dorcas will be on the Juno as Tex will go to the Kiriko. I do kind of like the Juno as an option on this type of map, especially with the Lucio ban in play. I do kind of like the concept of saying, okay, well, we still like the speed. We'll go with a Juno instead. Might not necessarily be the exact same, but it will get some value. On the side of the Bulldogs, very similar composition to what we saw last round. Only difference is Daya is on this new tank hero. And with that, we will be underway for the attack side for Aubrey. Aubrey looking to make an impact early on here. Mint is going to take this off angle, trying to use it for the height. They will spot Sense early on and throw a grenade that way, but Solar will find the drill pick onto Daya. Sense will switch their height position, but they will be in the sight lines of a lot of the side of Aubrey, including Mint, who is going to aggress on them fast and take them out. And with that, the point is going to first go over to the side of Aubrey. Ooh, excuse me. As they will now start escorting the payload. Tex will be the one sitting on the payload for the time being. Dorcas will stay up with the rest of their team. And Sense is going to switch over to the Sombra now instead of the Sojourn. Kind of removing a little bit of the hit scan, and you're not going to see the you're not going to see the Mei, however, you will see the Sim instead. So Sense will have to play this interestingly, as they don't want to get spotted out too early. But maybe using it to try and put some more damage and some more pressure onto Raptor is their goal. Solar will dive in and then dive back out. The Sim will get taken out here early by Mint. Raptor will be hacked, but will get the Suzu to cleanse it. Sense will get taken down. Raptor is going to be anti, but is going to continue walking on the opposing team. Solar will use the burrow jump to continue the aggression. Raptor will get a speed ring as well, so that will help. Mint will find the final blow onto the rig. Solar finds a drill pick onto the Ana, and Dorcas finds a pick on the tank. And with that, it looks like Aubrey will take a very early 2-2 point progress so far on King's Row, with a little bit to push still, roughly 45 meters, and a lot of ults in hand coming up for both teams. Aubrey here likely looking to use a speed ring to get Raptor in a good position to pop their ult. Raptor will pop the ult. Dorcas will find a final pick. Raptor will find a final pick as well. You'll see the Nano get popped on the new tank on the side of the Bulldogs, but will it be enough? Sense is the only one left to touch. You see the Excavation get popped along with the Kitsune Rush, but it will not be enough. Aubrey will take King's Row in a 3-2 fashion. And now we will be forced into a map 3. Bulldogs will have selection on first hero ban once more. Aubrey will have the following ban. And I'm curious to see what route the Bulldogs try and take it now. Gibraltar.
Arriving at watch point.
The Bulldogs will once more start on attack. And Aubrey will start on the defense for Watchpoint Gibraltar. Curious to see with the Ana ban if we still see these dive style compositions or not, as I think there was actually a recent change that was made to the Watchpoint Gibraltar map, as some of these sightlines seem to be a little bit different from what I remember. Early on, however, Raptor is going to be on this Hazard, Dorcas and Tex on the Wu Yang and Kiri respectively. Solar on this Venture once more. And Mint on this Freya. Sense on this Widow, trying to spot out some potential enemies, but early on this is going to be basically a mirror match type composition in some sense of the word, as you're going to have the same tank and you will also have two Ventures from both teams. Raptor here trying to hold this high ground, is going to try and jump down onto Sense, but Sense will be able to retreat, at least momentarily. Raptor will be able to dash out with their ability in time. Solar is fairly low, will get the healing they need. Mint will continue to send out this onslaught of shots at the enemies here. And we'll find a final pick onto the Genji of Sense. The Juno here from the side of the Bulldogs will do a bit of damage to Mint, but Mint will be able to stay alive with the healing of Tex. And that is 1 minute off of the attack for the Bulldogs right off of the bat. But as we have seen, the Bulldogs are a team that tend to play better once they have their ult in hand. Solar is taken down early on. Mint is trying to aggress on this Genji, but in the meantime, not much progress has been made for the side of the Bulldogs. Dorcas will find a pick onto the Venture of Siblin. So now Raptor here will be dealing with the onslaught of these Has, trying their best to find an opening pick on maybe part of the backline for their team, but they will not be able to just yet. Dorcas will have this Ring ult in hand. Does have their healing onto Mint. Not sure if they will opt to try and use their ult on Mint, but Mint will pop their ult. They'll be able to find one. The Venture is very low, will get taken down in the end. And the Genji of the Bulldogs was slowly progressing the payload whilst that fight was happening, but will get taken down in the end by Mint. So 3 ults here for the side of Aubrey with Solar 60% to theirs. They're going to build their ult up whenever possible. Early fight here. Solar is forced into the burrow, looking for an opportunity to escape. Raptor will use their abilities to try and find a body block. The Genji will try and stall on the payload, but they will force out a lot of util and almost fall from it as well. The Has ult from Raptor will be very beneficial. We'll stick multiple. Solar will get taken down, but will take down the Immortality field as well. And Mint and Raptor are just in the cleanup phase of this map so far. Dorcas will find a couple picks as well. And they still have a decent amount of ults. Solar has kind of been getting focused out a fair bit, but I feel that Solar is still giving the value that they need to a point where they don't need to facilitate a switch or anything like that. They're helping Raptor stay as effective as Raptor has been for this entirety of the series. But they are going to have to deal with 5 different ults in hand for the side of the Bulldogs. And we know that this team is very comfortable and prepared to use this ult in ult dump fashion. Tex will fall. The blade will get Mint. Solar is still alive, getting primarily aggressed by both the Venture from the Bulldogs and a bit of the Genji. Solar will be able to help at least stall and contest the point temporarily. Dorcas will be getting aggressed in the backline from both of the DPS, trying their best to escape. Tex will be able to help them out as well. Siblin will use their Venture ult first, but Solar will respond with their own, looking for their next target. Trying to focus out Siblin will not be able to just right away. Overtime is still ticking. The Kiriko ult is used. The Kitsune Rush has ended. Solar trying their best to stay alive. Raptor is going to be coming back from spawn relatively soon. Dorcas was relatively low. Will grab a health pack. Dorcas will get taken down by the hazard of the Bulldogs, however. Raptor will force out the Immortality Field. Something that nobody touches. It's a C9 from Aubrey. The Bulldogs will get the first point on a C9 for Watchpoint Gibraltar, forcing a very long overtime. Raptor will be forced to try and escape and get back with their team. But that is a devastating way to lose that potential stall hold if you're on the side of Aubrey. But Dorcas will find a pick onto Sense right off the bat, who switched over to this Sojourn for the second point. Now Raptor still has this ult in hand, probably looking to hold it for a little bit, try to force out as much time as they can. Solar is going to jump down, looking for their next target, trying not to get picked off by the Haz. Will be able to jump out with safety. Mint, very low, will get taken out by Sense's... Whoa, Solar will find two off of a pick. And with that, only two players left for the side of the Bulldogs. So the picks that Aubrey got will be able to at least let them stay stagnant in the point progress for the Bulldogs and hold them where they are currently. But both hazards have their ults if they decide to use it. Raptor focusing out the Baptiste and will find the pick. Dorcas will get taken out in response. Raptor trying to focus out this Venture in this side corner, while Tex is going to be looking to keep their team alive to the best of their ability. Mint is going to have this bola shot if they decide to use it. Looking for their next target, looking for someone to focus on first. They will jump up, trying to find the Sojourn to focus on right away. They will send some right-click shots their way, but will not find a pick off it just yet. And the Venture from the side of the Bulldogs will be the first to use their ults. And here the ults will start. Dorcas will find a pick onto Daya. The Immortality Field will get deleted. Raptor will find two off it right away. The Excavation initiation from the Venture will get used here as well. Raptor will jump onto the target. Aubrey a lot more careful to make sure that they don't end up C9ing once more. The Venture will get taken down as overtime starts. Sense is going to be able to touch with the Venture, the Sombra, but the Venture ult from Solar will likely put an end to this. As now Aubrey will be forced to at least cap to the second point if they want to take this map and end off in a 3-0 victory. But on defense, they definitely found what they needed to use to power through and get the fight wins that they need. So it's a very high possibility in my eyes that Aubrey will be able to pull off this attack. But Caster Curse is real, the Jinx is real, so it will just be a matter of time as we will be getting into the hero assembly in just a couple of seconds. Very similar composition here. You're gonna see the Sim get thrown out, just presumably for the TP off of the spawn. Mint staying on this new DPS hero as well makes sense. Speaking of Sense, Sense is also on this same new DPS hero, so it'll be a brawl between those two in terms of who will get the most value in that regard.
Time to test my metal.
But beside from that, very similar compositions from both teams that we saw earlier. Nothing necessarily too shocking Solar getting set up here for this TP, presumably getting their team grouped up, and will drop in response right away. As opposed to going for the TP, they'll likely be looking to maybe put some turrets on this payload to stop anyone from contesting nearby. Raptor early on will use this wall, this shield aggressively to try to stop a lot of the incoming damage. Solar will get taken out early on here by the Baptiste. Mint in this 1v1 with this Venture currently. Will force the Venture to focus on them, but will take out the Venture as well. Solar coming back into this fight. Tex will get taken down by Sense, but Mint will find the punches pick onto the Juno. Will find the Has as well, and will continue aggressing. Sense here is going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place, and will get taken out as a result of it as well. So now early aggression from the side of Aubrey is definitely paying off. Mint looking to get themselves set up on a nice angle for them to be able to aggress more and look for some opening picks, look for some opening damage, and cause a bit of chaos at any chance that they may. Throwing a grenade over into the Juno's room. The TP will help Raptor contest that area and cause some mayhem. Raptor will find a punches pick onto the Venture before the Venture was able to burrow. And now Mint will play on this low ground with Dorcas looking for a next potential target. Dorcas trying to focus on this Hazard right now, doing a lot of damage. There is now a Tracer for the side of the Bulldogs, as Sense will be on this Tracer. Dorcas will fall to the Tracer, however. Mint dangerously low is going to fall. Raptor also dangerously low, will likely get picked off, but a lot of ults in hand for Aubrey now, and also being able to force a switch onto that Tracer from the side of the Bulldogs is a good sign. If you're able to force your opponents into swaps that need to be done to kind of deal with your composition, you're already at a very good pace. And with the ults in hand, you can kind of choose how you want to take this next fight, but you can definitely give yourself a very good upper hand, as Mint will find a pick onto the Juno very, very early. Raptor in the small room, but will get the tidal blast from Dorcas, focusing it on the Hazard primarily, but Raptor will use their ult to focus out any members that are nearby. They'll use a window, but Raptor's the only one left alive after that ult combo. Raptor will likely get taken down here unless they're able to get a TP. They will not be able to. But they do have another good combo of ults coming up with Mint's ult. They have the window wall from Solar, and Tex will have this Kitsune Rush. Two very powerful ults and one very good defensive ult that I could see kind of being a game changer, as Dorcas will find another pick onto Sense early on. So these early picks are definitely doing wonders for the team. They just need to be able to capitalize on them in time. Raptor in the punches form, looking for another target. Mint trying to set themselves up on this height to cause some more poke damage, force the Hazard to look at them, but they will get taken out from it. Solar will use their ult. You'll see the ult from Tex get popped as well, but the Kitsune Rush is active. You'll see the Orbit get thrown out as well. Dorcas, the only one left alive, trying to stay alive as they get charged aggressively from the rest of the team and taken out due to it. And now Aubrey needs to kind of look and reconsider and kind of look at what's been going well, what's been going wrong, where are they having these problems with roughly 10 meters to go. Not a far distance to push, but they need to make sure that they have it set up so that they can push this reliably enough. And they are kind of struggling a little bit with this Hazard, who does have their ult as well. So you might see a Hazard ult get thrown out here relatively soon. Mint still yet to use their ult. Solar will get taken out. Tex will fall as well. Raptor trying their best to stay alive. They will not be able to, and that dry fight is not going to go their way either. Dorcas will get taken out, and it's the only one able to live. And now Solar will switch over to the Venture. Probably a much better option here. Raptor will switch over to the Has, kind of adjusting their playstyle, adjusting their goals, adjusting what they want to do. Probably good options, but they have roughly a minute left to make it work, so they have to make whatever decision they make, they have to stick to it. Raptor will be the one forcing onto this payload to start off. Solar taking this fight in this upwards height that they were trying their best to stall in before. Mint will pop their ult. Mint will also be able to escape the ult from the Has. Pulse will get thrown out. The Hazard will get taken out as well by the help of Mint's ult and Solar. And the point is ticking. The payload is needing to be touched. The BAP tries to, but that is going to do it as Aubrey will take a 2-1 victory win on Gibraltar, and they will win in a 3-0 fashion, bringing their season record up to 2-0, and forcing the Bandits down to a 1-1 record in the standings.